Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Steve and Alan diving in again. Almost daily, but always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Steve and Alan, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served up plainly. Your dose of wit, it's never shady. Steve and Alan, almost daily.
Friday, live and loose.
Welcome along. Friday, live and loose, coming at you. I'm Stephen Allen. Welcome to Stephen Allen Almost Daily. It's a Friday, which is a day, so that kind of counts. And Friday, live and loose.
Welcome to Friday Live and Loose with me, Stephen Allen.
More jingles and technicals than any other podcast. It's not necessarily a verified claim, but we'll take it. Welcome along, then. It's the Friday special where there's less prep that goes into it than the rest. Although I really should change that round, because today I feel quite prepared, whereas yesterday, after the 2.5 hours sleep, thanks to getting home late from doing the telly and the sun waking me up really early, that was not my finest work, if I'm brutally honest. So anyway, welcome here. Thank you for rejoining me. If you are in the comment section, let's get stuck into some of that bad boy straight away. Let's have a look. There's quite a lot of talk already about tossing a tea bag. Not incredibly sure why, but that's absolutely fine. People have asked Charlotte how the gig was. She's gone out of work. You can't see it on the screen, but she said, no, it's important. Can we get it back? She said, no, it's gone now. Damn it. She said a nice thing about me. And I should have screen-shattered it. Darn it. Is tossing a tea bag a combo of... Well, no, we'll leave that one there. Okay, well, everyone's... No, it's just basically all about that. Live or loose, says Proper Memes. I like it. I know where you're going with this because of the lol thing. But let's not promise more than we can deliver. Hey, let's not have the word lol associated. Trade descriptions. I'm trying to get flipping money on Ko-fi, not refunds. Sinful Charlotte says, I've got a sore head. No shouting, please. I do apologise. Did I shout? Hi-ho, Kermit's here. Afternoon. John's here. Hello, John. And Joodles, I think, is here, but also not feeling particularly well. There's a lot of under the weatherness going. Charlotte says because she went out. Joodles, did you go out and party, or is this some sort of virus thing? In fact, there's news about that today. I think. Did I bother to cut it out? I don't know. We'll find out. Hello, chat. Well, Mr. Cuff's here as well. Hello, chat. And right, I think we're set up. We might as well just get stuck into the flipping thing. I should actually mention. I should do it early doors. If you're watching this, click like, click subscribe, do a thing like that. It would really help. As much as I love shouting into the abyss in the corner of the internet, it would be nice if you could do some of that. Friday lols, says Proper Memes. Yeah, it really is promising more than we can deliver. Anyway, front pages. Let's see what's happening on those. I believe we have a jingle.
Here are today's front pages.
More unnecessary screen and thing transitions than any other podcast. So, front pages. Runaway in a manger. I've actually cut this story out and then saw it on the front pages. It is brilliant. There's, I think it was Ghanaian or something. There we are. Here he is. I mean, I was going to say we'll zoom in so you can spot which one's not the actual doll thing. How short is this guy? No, actually, how tall is the nativity scene? Of course, that makes sense now, does it? This guy was on the run from the police and thought, I know, I'll hide in a nativity scene. It's genius. It's a bit like the film from an 80s. Like in an 80s film, that would have worked, wouldn't it? Stand by and just... And also, if you were a little baby Jesus, then you could have got away with that even better. Do you know what I mean? He tried to be one of the wise men. Long shot, you know what I mean? But here's the story. A migrant on the run from cops hidden in a nativity scene pretending to be a wise man. The mayor walked past the mayor walked past and spotted him. Well, no wonder they spotted him. Yeah, it sticks out like a sore thumb. In some ways, it's not his fault. He looks human, and that's the problem. In many ways, you were let down by whoever created whatever freaky, weird, straw-based hellscape the rest of that is. But there you go. I like it. I like that. Of all the ones, He's the one where you think you got a certain something. Maybe you do bring something to the table. Everyone else, I'm not so sure. Also, it depended how much he committed to the scene of being one of the wise men. You could have solved this problem, get something that looked like a star, and he would have followed it. Keep going, pal, all the way back to somewhere in the Middle East. Job done. Yeah? Not that Garnier is in them. You see my point. It was the best repatriation, not that he was repatriated, it was the best deportation system this government has ever come near, and it was me saying get him to follow a pretend star. And somehow that could be more successful than Rwanda and One In, One Out. It's front page of the Daily Star. Front page of the Metro Raiders of the Lost Archive. It is 600 artefacts linked to Britain's colonial past missing as gang robs museum warehouse. Good luck trying to shift that these days. You've robbed the wrong stuff. You picked the wrong time to nick that. 4 suspected art thieves pictured casually walking away with their haul are being hunted. Let's have a look how casual. Quite casual. I see what you mean. No one's wearing a tie. I'll give you that. I'm not really sure that's what we judge burglars on. But, yeah, good luck trying to shift that. Do you know what I mean? You've picked the wrong... It's like having a statue of Colston, or whatever his name was, trying to get rid of that down the pub. The Times... Prepare for war with Russia. Do I have to? Streeting strikes may force NHS collapse. I've got nothing on this. I have no idea what to say. I've not even read the story. But what I do know is at 1 o'clock today, I'm on Times Radio talking about it. So should we just have a little read? It means basically I've done my prep. Doctors' strikes could cause NHS to collapse over Christmas as tidal waves of flu tears through the hospitals. Wes Streeting has warned. I suppose he would, wouldn't he? He's not going to be there. It'll be fine. The health service said it was facing the worst case scenario. I can think of a worse one. It's a bad case scenario, but you know what I mean? It's not as if somehow you, at the same time as having flu, a massive epidemic of people with household objects crammed up the old. I might not bring that up on Talk Radio. It's a hot take. It's not the hot take they're after there, though, is it? Unprecedented wave of superflu that threatens to overwhelm hospitals at the same time as the strike. It's weird, though, isn't it? Because during pandemics and waves of flus, they do say, try and stay home. I reckon I could sneak that joke in. Yeah, that do. Apologies that I am basically writing stuff for later on this web stream. Superflu hits UK. That's exactly why I was going, hitting young children first. That's going to make it less funny. This is quite funny. Leslie Sharp says, my generation is still homophobic. Wouldn't use it as an excuse. It's all kicking off in the old... Oh, hang on. Looks like it's going in there. So, world of... Oh, I do need to reply to this email. Oh, nuts. Yeah, this is what... Right, I'll reply to it when we do our ad break later. Oh, it's good having an ad break on the show. I never thought of that. World Cup of Greed. I don't give two flips about this, do I? Fans last night slammed FIFA over rip-off World Cup tickets. The cheapest tickets for the final, £3,000. Seats for England's group game start at 164 quid. Don't go. They'll put it on the telly. I've just saved you between £164 and £3,000. Remember that when it's kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen time. Martin Lewis doesn't have to beg, does he? Let's do some of the comments. Flick the bell, end. All right. Did you send that via a telegram? That can't be the joke that tickles me out of everything on the show, can it? Flick the bell, stop. Charlotte says, I went out last night after the gig, got home at 3. Wow. Although that's exactly what I did the other day. I didn't have a good time, though. That's the difference between you and me. The director is working overtime on today's stream. Exactly. Yeah, we got... How are we... So much is going into today's show. The Migrant tried to hide amongst the natives. And typoed. That's a good joke. I should have thought of that. Ems is here. Ems calls. Blooming hell, Charlotte. I was getting up then. Why did you get up at 3? Ems, if you're getting up at 3, was it to wee? And do you have an enlarged prostate? And also, I've never seen a lady, so I don't know these things. Can't play today, says Chris, taking Mrs. H to her party. What? Early start, isn't it? There's a party at this time of the day. Not Charlotte. Nobody expects the Spanish flu. And as someone who has health anxiety, the new flu is worrying me. I don't think anyone likes it. I'll give you that. Yeah, it's a bad thing, this flu, isn't it? Actually, I'm thinking of getting a flu jab as well, but then I wouldn't be able to tell people. I didn't realise, so I looked online, because I'd obviously have to pay for it. And I'm northern, so that's the one that really sticks in me. But the idea of trying to, just be able to plough on. I don't want to be ill with the kids. That's going to be an absolute nightmare. I'd like to have less of a flu if I get one. And then I realised you get it free when you're 50. And I realised it's not long. I mean, it's not like I turned 50 in a near enough amount of time that I could book in for a free one. But give me a couple of years and I'll be getting free healthcare. Not all of it, obviously, but this is the start. This is the thin end of the wedge. Next thing you know, it's handrails on the stairs, isn't it? Could do with those. I do party hard, says Charlotte, always at lunchtime. Different kind of party, though. What kind of party? I'm trying to think of different type of parties. Political parties? It ain't that. No, Steve, I start work at 6 a.m. and have to walk the dog before that too. Do you know what? Now you say that, Ems, that is a far more likely answer than you having an enlarged prostate. Don't know why it's... My first guess is not always the best one. Still, it's good that you had it checked. We are back on the front pages. I don't think we've done with the front pages yet, have I? Still prattling on. Oh, no, that's for later. Yeah, they're the front pages done. Excellent. Right, now, before we get inside the news, I should do this because it gives me time to send a message. And I'm not going to mute because I know what happened yesterday. So, thanks to the unique way that this show is funded, here's a quick ad break. Hello. This is a charity appeal on behalf of Stephen Allen. Did you know that every 3 seconds, Stephen Allen remembers he needs more money? You can help by donating at gas bill. You can help by donating at kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Just £5 could help Mr. Stephen Allen pay for that MOT thing. So give whatever you can give, but do give. Onlyfans.com. And we're back. That works quite well, having ad breaks. I should load more of those in. Occam's razor, says Joodles. Yes, you know what? I think you're right about Ems and her prostate. Occam's razor. If you're going to get your prostate checked, Ems, shave down there. So, let's get inside the main news stories. Oh, we need one of these.
Let's get inside the news.
Before we do, Charlotte says the kind of party that slaps. Is that when you go jogging and you don't have... Well, maybe more on that later. Always thought you were asking for a coffee. I also am, John. Oh, nuts. I did load up the Nespresso machine. It's Friday Live and Loose, isn't it? I'm allowed to do stuff that's all over the shop. Friday Live and Loose.
Friday, Live and Loose.
Sorry about the noise. Hang on. My Nespresso's warming up. You stay there. Okay, it's still warming up. We'll get an espresso on in a second. We can start with... Champagne was made by the English. Yay! A French historian claims. Wow, someone's going to get guillotined. Nespresso's going for it. English merchants imported barrels from the Champagne region in the 1600s. Can you keep it down over there? They put it in bottles and added sugar, which produced the fizz. So we made the fizz. I just say this because yesterday on the show we discovered that we Brits invented fire like 150,000 years before the French did. And they were like, oh, we invented the fire. Why do we need to do anything else? Turns out you didn't invent the fire, French. Yes, you used it well for cooking. You did cooking better than us. But we invented the thing. Like we invented football and then everyone else does it better than us. It's the same thing. Now it turns out we invented champagne. How'd you like them apples? That's made it confusing, hasn't it? Think of a cider. And we probably invented cider as well. But the point is we are better than the French. That's what that point is. It's just, if ever there's an opportunity to, take the win. Take the W on that one. It's not a very British drink, though, is it? Fizzy white wine. You've already taken a girl's drink and made it a kid's drink. What are you doing? This is what I like to drink in the mornings. In the comments already, yeah, they give you a free poo test over 52. Do they? I wonder if mine's going to win. Let's have a look. Not sure flicking the bird is an effective way of begging for money. Still, I'd watch. Hi Ho Kermit says, oh God, don't get Joodles on shaving. Okay. Already, she featured heavily in yesterday's show about what she does with your toothbrush. If you don't put the toilet seat down when you go around hers, hi Ho Kermit, if you didn't see yesterday's show, it's a shocker. Honestly, the thing she does, it's terrorism. It's domestic terrorism because it's around the house. Don't talk about alcohol to me. Oh, sorry, yeah, Charlotte. We give it away for free again. I know, that's the thing. We invent all the best stuff. I say the best stuff. We invented America. We invent some good stuff, and also, not every project is going to be a success. Where's that one? Buckets O Fizz, and we invented Cheryl Baker. We did invent Cheryl Baker, didn't we? Put that down there. Probably can't put it there. All right, we'll move that. That's better. Also in the news. What's this one? Pangolin in freezer. Frozen remains of pangolins, cane rats and porcupines have been found in a raid targeting illegal bushmeat. You do the bushmeat jokes in the comment. I'll not do them here. The 38-kilogram stash was uncovered by officials from the Food Standards Agency and Met Police in Deptford. Here's the awkward thing. The Deptford can prosecute, so the police can prosecute, but you kind of feel sorry for the food standards people because it was frozen. So they have to say illegal meat, but also you do still get like a 4 out of 5 hygiene rating. Ugh. Our hands are tied on this, but fair play. You kept the meats, the cooked meats and the raw meats separate. Have a voucher. I, as a brief aside, used to live in Hackney for a short time, and I can't remember exactly where, but if you walk, it was a walk we went on one day, walked from Hackney to another place, and we walked past a kebab shop that proudly displayed a 2 hygiene rating. Come on, you keep it to yourself, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm not saying this. If anyone did a hygiene rating on this one, for example, look, there's cat food on the floor. It's not, it's in the bag. I buy it these days in like 20-kilogram bags because it's cheaper and they're only cats. But I have to store it in the shed. I'm not getting more than a 3 hygiene rating here, but I wouldn't put it on the window. Who in their right mind thinks, we got a 2? Okay. They didn't understand the system well enough to be like, we'll put it up there. That'll get the people in. And it's one of those kebab shops that doesn't even like provide a toilet, which I think you need to if you are that unclean, because people are going to need it. There, Colour of He-Man. Let's have a look again. I did thank you for the messages I got about Colour of Tea the other day. Oh. No, it's the crema. No, you've mistaken. My crema may well be the colour of He-Man, but the coffee underneath, forsooth, is the colour of something else. It's Justin Trudeau, depending on which pictures. Look at that, it's good crema, isn't it? Thanks. Afternoon, Martin. Martin after it says afternoon all. Better get the comments up rather than making it look like I'm just losing the plot. What is the hygiene rating of almost daily? There's cat food on the floor. Not a lot. Didn't realise I could do a Paul Daniels impression, but turns out there's one in there. An actual 2. Were they over 50? I don't think they had it tested. I don't think they were testing their number 2. And forget those 1-star losers. Tuck in here. Exactly. I mean, you kind of think that, don't you? When you go past anywhere that doesn't display a hygiene rating, you're like, you're 3 or below. Come on. You only ever show a 4 or 5. And it's a bit dodgy if you show a 4. But a 2. Maybe they were thinking if they get enough 2s and maybe a 3 or a 1, they could put them on the window, stack them up and be like, ooh, look at us. Hygiene has to be a 5, says Charlotte. That's what I'd say. Unless it's not my fault that I keep the cat food on the floor. There's also food stored in there somewhere, just in case. The biscuits are under the table, don't worry. In drawers. Proper 5 out of 10. Thanks. What are we doing? Get rid of that one. Can't hang around today. I'm doing an actual job at 1 o'clock. Snoozing cats and dogs do dream. Cats and dogs have dreams about their daily lives, research shows. Do you know what? I'll believe the dog one straight out the traps, but cats. Cats dream fair enough. I'm sure you've measured some REM cycles or what. I imagine you shave the cat, put the things on its head. That's the kind of science I wanted to get into. But I dream about their daily lives. How do you dream about lying down and sleeping for 20 hours? Because that's the daily life of a cat. Can you dream about doing sweet call day? Doesn't stack up, does it? It does not stack up. This is quite a nice one. Here we go. I might need the full one on this. It's not going to quite work. Hollywood actress Sydney Sweeney unmasks herself. She went to like a spa thing, and hang on, I've just moved that out of the way. No, it's not quite going to work, is it? I'll show you this one. I'll show you this way up. Look there. Look at that. Sydney Sweeney apparently was wearing a face mask, and it's a bit like one of those magic eye pictures that if you stare at it for long enough, and I'm talking, you have to really look at it for quite a while. Eventually, you'll start to notice. She's wearing a little bit higher. She's wearing still back up. She's wearing a face mask. Oh yeah, do you see it now? It took me a while, but still can't see it again right now. But if I defocus my eyes for a second, apparently she's wearing a face mask. There you go. That's news. That's news right there. She has people who support her. She has her supporters, and she has people who knock her. Anyway, also in the other newspaper I was looking at, there's this picture of what I'm presuming is another woman, because I'm not really, can't recognize, I didn't really spot the face. But there you go. So a lot of news there about celebrities or something. Not screwing those ones up, just putting those there. Personal use. So, into the... What's there? Certified a bit hygienic, yeah. And in Wales it's mandatory, is it, to put the numbers up there? Do you have to write? I bet they have to put a 3 up, and underneath it put another 3, because that's the way you'd be written in Welsh. You know what I mean? You know, you get the signs that say toilet and the Welsh word for toilet, which is basically the word toilet. You think you could cut your costs on the other ones that we don't really know anything about. Fair play. I mean, you put your Welsh one first. Yeah, knock yourself out. Oh, well done. But come on. Is it not slightly worrying that the Welsh language didn't have a word for toilet before the English came along and were like, you really should stop doing this everywhere? And they just sat in your armchair, just... Ugh. That's why Welsh people pause in the middle of some words. You know the accent when they go, oh, that's beautiful. That's because they're straining. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, there's lovely. I tell you, I'm going to walk down the park later. Can't really pause in the word park. Should have picked a peel-off face mask. I'm confused. I didn't really see it myself. The face mask equals Elton cleans oven levels of not news. I don't know. I know what you're saying. Elton John cleaned his oven. That made the news. Sydney Sweeney wore a face mask. I don't know why. For some reason, that second story did catch my eye. I'm really struggling to see what it is, but there's something. I think I'm one of her. I'm one of her supporters. Tie back, says Mr. Cuff. I don't have enough hair to go anywhere near that joke. I like a face mask, says Charlotte. Nothing that slides off, though. Yep. And toilet dow. Is that what it is in Welsh? Toilet. The toilet dow. Turns out, laughing at your Welsh accent just made my head throb harder, says Joodles. In a good way or a bad way? Is it a bad way? It's a bad way, isn't it? It's a bad way. So, back into the news. We kind of covered this story a little bit. This is part 2 of yesterday's story. Number 10, no to call for return of Falklands. Previously on the show that we did yesterday, turns out Javier Milei wants to buy weapons offers and then also said, can we have the Falklands? Pick a lane, dude. You can't be both. If you want to go to war with us, don't try and buy... Oh, we're not that much of an idiot. We are idiots. We're not that much. Also, I think everyone likes Javier because he looks like he should be on the buses. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why we let him get away with it. Get you, Butler. I'll get you, Millet. Can we add that to the list of impressions? Someone needs to be keeping a live blog of impressions. Blakey from On the Buses. Morgan Freeman. Ronnie Corbett. Terry Wogan. And I think we're done, aren't we? Keep them going through. Someone could maintain a blog on this, I feel like. Gollum.
Because we're stupids. Stupids.
He's still Annin, though. It's not his fault they had one of those microphones that cut out. This is why that you shouldn't use radio mics, because when the battery starts to go, Annin, he Norman Colliered it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I wonder why I don't get young people watching these streams. Norman Collier references. Hi, Kermit says, oh, really, Joodles? Now I need to see what Joodles is saying. Making your head throb. Just lie still for longer, Charlotte. Here's some good advice there. Charlotte says, and you are not... All right, they're getting it on in the comment section. This show is curling my head. So thank you, Steve. Oh, curing. No, it could have been. Well, could have been. Yesterday, toothbrush chat was about curling. Fun fact, says Proper Memes, Milei was a drummer for the Jam. It's believable. I'd have to ask AI to prove you wrong, so you're in it. You're absolutely bang on. Norman Mike cutting out Collier. Yeah, yep. Anyway. Proper Memes, why does your logo thing thoroughly disappear? Weird, isn't it? Weird. All right. At some point, I think I need to improve that graphic, but we'll talk about that on an after show at some point. Right. Another part two to a story yesterday or the day before, or whenever we did a show, we talked about the fact that Huw Edwards had a new headshot because he thought a thirst trap might improve his reputation. Well, now Huw Edwards has ditched his online account with a new headshot in the face of the angry backlash, which we were part of. And I'd like to say, getting him offline is probably a good idea. Do you know what I mean? He could probably be allowed to be online in Australia these days. I don't want to be too harsh, but I think if ever there's someone you can be harsh about, it would be Huw Edwards. He's Welsh. There you go. He leans on the desk a bit more like, Huw Edwards, good afternoon. I totally guessed wrong about Huw Edwards, actually, because when he went through that glow up, he lost loads of weight and took up boxing. He was in the news. I thought he was having his midlife crisis with the ladies because we knew he was married. So I used to pretend whenever we'd watch him on the news, I'd say he'd finish most of the shows by, looking down at the monitor and, well, I've got to go because I've got 17 women waiting for me in a van. But first, the news in your area. But that's not what he was into. I was wrong. I've got a whole hot tub full of women waiting to see if it's Huw or huge. But first, let's see what's happening with the weather. But I don't do a good Huw impression, and I'm okay with that. I do a Savile, and that's useless these days. Even my logo gets censored, says Proper Memes. You're right. I don't quite understand what's going on there. Thank God my logo doesn't disappear, says Charlotte, which is weird, isn't it? If any of them should be edited out. But, well, it disappears a bit, doesn't it? Huw knows the word toilet, I bet he does. He's Welsh, yeah. Huw knows. That's the manger story. What else we got left going on? That's rubbish. Okay, we don't have much to go on here. We need to plough on a bit. I need to make sure I do the ones in the title, don't I? Prince Harry and Meghan are to be executive producers on a documentary about Girl Scouts selling cookies. I'm not saying they ran out of ideas and were like, oh, man, we need to do a thing for Netflix, otherwise they will not renew this deal, which is the only way, because we're not making as much money off the 17 quid jams that we thought we would. We need to come up with something for Netflix, anything. Has anyone got any ideas? Knock. Wait a minute. It's just literally, my son does this when he tries to improv and he'll come up with like, the lamp and camera, microphones. He's at that level, and he's 3. Harry is older than 3. We need to come up with something, and what can we do? So let me go and answer this. Oh, I got a great idea. Says, don't let Andy know. But he bought a few cookies. If you were a girl guide, and you do the old, right, surely your first question these days would be, do you accept cookies? And you've got them then, haven't you? You open with a laugh and they'll be like, oh, come here, I'll buy some of those. That's how I'd sell them. An explosion and blaze rocked one of Britain's biggest chocolate factories. Several staff received medical attention at the former Cadbury's factory in Wrexham. The plant was used to clean and roast cocoa beans. I hope everyone there's all right. I imagine that I bet the flakes took a hit. I don't know how big the explosion was, whether it's damaged nearby infrastructure. The dual carriageway is now literally rocky road. Anything else? Anything else? Toffee crisp. It's not a chocolate. Can't do that one. No, I think that's all the puns. All the puns. No, obviously, you don't want to be in a chocolate explosion, do you? Because talk about insult to injury. Literally, if you post a selfie of it, you're going to absolutely get Justin Trudeau'd. So, hope everyone's all right. Uri Geller be in the news. Uri Geller claims aliens on board the 3i Atlas come in peace and will save the Earth from nuclear war. Well, thank heavens for that. Because if Uri said it, then we're bang on that. We don't need to worry. I don't know why I was worried, and now he said it. Because if ever there's someone who's thoroughly reliable and trustworthy and isn't pulling your chain about the bending spoons things, it's him. Thank heavens for that. The spoon-bending psychic said humans are on the brink of self-destruction because of nuclear bombs. I don't know. The only thing that can save us is extraterrestrials. Oh, man, it's bad, isn't it? I'm not saying I don't believe him. I'm not saying I don't believe him. But if he were that worried about, like, it's literally we're going to end humanity because of nuclear bombs. You know all of the keys that you have to put in the submarines and turn? You know what I mean? If he's that good, you could just really focus one day and be like, okay, all the nuclear come on, get it. And then no longer. But he sits there typing out guff like this. And I've said it before. I had a row with him once when I was on BBC Radio Kent Breakfast. We had a minor falling out and I got home and my cutlery was fine. So I think what he sells is an absolute pile of... Okay, I didn't press that one. Maybe there is something in it. A serial shoplifter has been banned from wearing wigs in stores to disguise herself. Rachel Cole was also barred from using any face covering. What, so she can't go in there dressed as whoever that woman was? Told you didn't screw it up. Keep that over there. Interesting. Don't you feel sorry for whoever looks like Rachel but isn't Rachel? Because she's going to walk in, the security guards are going to be like, oh, this woman again, come here, trying to pull a wig off. Come on, dance things. Oh, we know it's a wig. I know it's a wig. Getting the foot up on it. So I know it's a wig. What I'm saying is it's an unworkable plan. She's been banned from wearing wigs. How are you going to police that? What? Because then you'd have to recognise her to know it's her doing it. Serial shoplifter, says Proper Memes, was a bit of a crunchy nut. And it was Chris Hood, apparently. That's the thing, you don't know, because it's wearing the outfit. That client was... Oh, it's the client that was quick, Charlotte. It was Chris Hood. Did anyone ever ask why he first decided to try and bend a spoon? Interesting. Obviously, as a fan of The Matrix, I go along with the theory that there is no spoon. And, you know, that kid could do it. That kid could bend a spoon, whereas he was just, oh, if you rub it, oh, look, it's bent. Do you not think he just bought cheap spoons? So many things to get into there. That's the wig story done. Whoa, there's lovely Charlotte Church. Wears revealing dresses to catch out pervs. The singer, 39, said it's fun to see who struggles to look her in the eye. Great theory, Charlotte, if that is your name. And, but, firstly, I love that you think there's no other reason not to look you in the eye. Some people may disagree with your stance on Palestine. Some people might remember some sort of chant about voice of the angel, but you didn't spell angel. I can't remember what that news story was, but some people said that about you. I'm not sure what that story was. There'd be other reasons to not look you in the eye, wouldn't they? But you presume it's that they're pervs. Secondly, what a great plan. You thoroughly fox the pervs by giving them exactly what they want. I catch out the pervs by giving them a cleavage. Huh. I catch out the car thieves by leaving my car unlocked. And then who looks like the idiot? Anyway, so there you go. Isn't it weird that I read all of that story and recognised her face? So I think we're about nearly done. What have we got going on here? Uri went on a proper bender in the 1970s and 80s. And Charlotte says, you give me too many innuendos to work with, Steve. It's a shame. I give you too many, I only tried to give you one. All gone. There's some bits in there, though. Okay, Nespresso, raise your game. That story's about washing. We can it's rubbish. A cold 30-minute wash is the best way to keep your clothes fresh, boffs have found. It beats the standard 40 degrees, 85-minute cotton cycle. I'm sure it does if the only metric you have is keeping your clothes fresh for as long as possible, like so they don't look worn out and colour faded. You probably also stink of pits. It depends what you want to achieve in life. Do you want your clothes to look like you've just recently bought them and you smell, or would you rather look slightly more faded and not stink? I'd rather people not smell. I'd rather people look worse and not smell, because I have to breathe in the air around you and I don't have to see you. You know, you literally can look in the different direction, but you can't really point your nose in a different direction, can you? So, proper meme says, in your endos. I think we're about done. A couple of more actual ones to come through, actually. Let's get rid of the comments. I did say thank you for some of the messages. LBC back on DAB sent one. He said he missed yesterday's show, but I don't know if he caught this one. But I know loads of people have talked about this. Susan Hall posted, look at this nonsense. No, they're gingerbread men. Because Morrison's, she shops at Morrison's, sold 16 mini gingerbread people. And sure enough, if you zoom in on the picture, I can't zoom. All right, so if you don't zoom in on the picture, either way, you can't see a donger. I think that's the angle I'm taking on that one. And people get very angry about this. I don't care. Men in women's spaces, men in sports, serious issue. They've named a gingerbread man a thing. Come on, yeah. Also, she bought the darn things, didn't she? She bought them, took them home, because that is not a Morrison's shop. That is her tiled kitchen, which needs a little bit of work if you look down there. Some of those tiles are coming off. It's your own. This is a stupid design. It's more grout than tile, you idiot. But what she needed to do is not buy it, because you bought it. You showed that it doesn't really matter because you bought it, and it doesn't really matter. They're not people. Is that the most offensive thing I've said on this stream? Gingerbread people are not people. I mean, they're not. John says, do they not have ginger nuts? Good point, well made. I love how this is probably the story that makes people so angry. And I wish, if I could click in on this and do like a whole rant about, no, they're gingerbread men, this woke nonsense coming over here they're not people. I don't see any gingerbread boobies. I don't care. This is sweet. More grout than tile. Like, do you know what I mean though, Joodles? What a stupid kitchen. How is that not the take home from this thing? Pick your battles. Yeah. And that nugget of wisdom from Richard Madeley. Is that what he said? Oh, God. Am I a latter-day Madeley? Get Elton John in to sort out that kitchen. Yes. He'd separate the men from the boys with his gloves, wouldn't he? And the eco wash on my new washer is about 2.5 hours. When I first met my missus, she used to do all of her clothes on an 8-minute wash. We stopped that. 8 minutes? What do you think's happened in 8 minutes? But they're barely wet. What? I'd rather people didn't exist too much. That's a good point, says Charlotte. But not Charlotte Church, who's what we talked about. Charlotte Church also said that she stinks in the same news. Did she? Yeah. And that's why people don't look her in the eyes. People have too much time on their hands. That is true. I'm back. What did I miss? Well, I can start from the beginning if you want. Sydney Sweeney went to Oxfordshire and went to a spa. It's mainly the only news I can remember from today. It's weird, isn't it? Take the word bread out and then you're in trouble. Yeah. He's still tiling. Better than he ever did. It'd take him ages. You could never know what it's like. Washing machine time is different. I know, but no. 8-minute wash. No, it's not enough to get anything clean, is it? I can't wash me in 8 minutes. My showers take longer than that, so there is no chance you're getting really inside the creases. You heard it. Microsoft machine uses, washing machine uses Microsoft minutes. Exactly. The percentages. You're 100% done. I'm not, because if I were 100% done, I'd be done. Speaking of which, that moves us on to...
Don't you mean...
Don't you mean we invented the champagne? Proper memes sent me a tweet on this one. Pedantic grammar. I see why you like GB News, but do you ever work with Chopper? I don't, but I love his tweet here. So he's going on about. I guess we've got to zoom out of that one. So he's watching the subtitles on BBC Question Time. Don't BBC QT #irony. I know we've realised we can't zoom in. Oh, you can't even see it either. Wrong one. I should show you what I'm waffling on about. Oh, for the love of all that's good. Doesn't it matter? You can't read that at all, can you? Can we zoom in on this? Is it going to let me zoom in? Opening a new thing. Ah, ha, ha. Does it matter that 1 in 3 kids in Glasgow don't speak fluent English? And he's right. Because when you said 1 in 3, you're talking about one. And one is singular, therefore it's doesn't. The same when you say no one, isn't it? No one, not one. You're talking about one. That's what you're doing. And I wonder why the kids don't watch these stream. It's the second show in a row where we've had a big rant about grammar, a grammar rant. And for some reason, the young people aren't really clicking the likes. But yeah, big fan of their work. It's a little bit rich if you work for GB News having a go at captions and subtitles on other news channels. But I don't type them, so that's all right. Right, what have I got before we finish? I appreciate that jingle. Thank you. I'm sure I read that 60-minute wash cycle is equivalent to a 10-minute hand wash. No. Who washes their hands for 10 minutes? My wash is 1 hour 30. I didn't realise this would be the one that kicks us off. Only 1 in 3. Yep. Well, and it is in Glasgow. So, on the last show, apparently I had a bit of a go at Middlesbrough. I just thought I was being honest, but apparently I had a bit of a go at Middlesbrough. I've received a lot of hate voice notes. Couldn't understand a word of them. And so now I risk the same with Glasgow. Come and see my stand-up where I do talk about banking at NatWest because they put their call centre in Glasgow, and that's a challenge. I wash my hands of this topic. Good point. Well made, says proper memes. Let's get rid of this, and next page for this. Just like come on that page, don't they?
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this week.
Right, let's have a look. Butt plugs. Friday, today, I'm on Talk at 1, where we will be talking about, and give you the stories. No, it'd be good for me. I've not even read through them yet. But I'm sure. Cool. Got loads of messages. Sorry. Hey, I've got out the other night. NHS risking collapse. Washington wants to see 4 countries exit the EU. I've got to read that one. Britain must stop relying on US for defence. I've already got a hot take on that. Half of secondary pupils avoid school due to anxiety. We talk about that on my radio show today. Half. Come on. If you think life is going to be less anxiety-filled after you've left school, it's just as bad, but you're older, bolder, and you've got bills. Europe faces Robocop-style dystopia by 2035. How old will I be? Will I be dead by then? Maybe I don't need to care about it. They're the stories we'll be talking about, me and Ian Collins, on Talk. Also, at the same time, I'm on All Hit Radio. How does that work? How is that possible? But I will say in general, I'm trying to make the shows that start at 1 on All Hit Radio kind of better and more fun, so get stuck in. They can be like an after party. Saturday, I'm on Times Radio at 5:30, reviewing the week. Sunday morning, GB News starts at 6, but as long as you're there before 9, I think you'll get to see me. Wednesday, GB News at 11 o'clock. What's happening? Are you all right? Jules is saying what's happening. What's happening where? Is everything still connected? And yeah, you can go to All Hit Radio for my after party thing, substack.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. I wrote something on there the other day, I can't remember. In general, at Mr. Stephen Allen's not a bad place to go and follow. Oh, it's going around again. Does it keep going? No, it doesn't, does it? I never left it on that long. Like, subscribe, thumb, flick it, bop it, whatever. I don't know what you do, but you do whatever you do. And you do you. And the next thing you know, I didn't realise that goes around twice. I think we're about sorted then. Last few comments before we go. 5 times radio. Yes, once, twice, 5 times a radio. I'll get my plugs out. Steady on. You canny make it oop. Say Space Ghetto in an American accent, and you are from Glasgow. Space Ghetto. Did you say American accent? Yeah, that was totally. Hello. Is that how Americans? That's how I think Americans speak. Oh, what about the other one? My favourite type of American. Why, I do declare we are here to ascertain the verisimilitude of my client. Why, I do declare. You've got to be a big fat man sweating in some courtroom for that, though. I'm getting there, aren't I? Why, I do declare. Slap it. And I think we're done. So, what was I meant to say in American accent? Why, I do declare. Where's it gone? Why, I do declare. Space Ghetto. What other kind of American accents? I could do kind of a... No, let's not do it. I've been watching Shaft recently. So, we are done. Larry's back. Totally. Space Ghetto. I think we are just about sorted. Thank you very much for your participation. Maybe we should play the advert at the end as well before we go. But Mr. Stephen Allen, no, Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. If you've enjoyed this enough that you would have bought me a coffee at the end of it. I was going to do the pitch saying if you buy me a coffee at the end of this, put the £3 in the pot and it would help me out. You know, I've actually had a flipping coffee. Nuts. Hoisted by my own petard. Jean-Luc Petard. Mr. Wolf on Main Viewer. Till next time.
Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again. Almost daily, but always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served out plainly. Your dose of wit, it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
My old friend, Space Ghetto.